Okay, let's dive in. Let me teach you how to start to create your beautiful life right now. You don't have to wait any longer. You can start to take some action steps right now that's going to move you so much closer to that incredible life that you just desire and imagine yourself having. So, I want to talk to you about living as if. I want to teach you how to bridge the gap between the person that you are now and the version of yourself that you just really imagine yourself to be. And generally, that person that we imagine ourselves to be is the very best version of ourselves, right? So often we tell ourselves that when we finally achieved our ultimate goals, that's when we'll start to show up differently. That's when we'll finally become our best selves. That's when we'll be dressing better, eating better, having better opportunities. You might find yourself saying, when I earn more money, I'll wear beautiful clothes and style my hair. When I have that job, I'll be happy. I'll take a break when I secure 10 new clients. How often do you find yourself saying, when I earn $10,000, $20,000 a month, $30,000 a month, all my problems will go away? It is absolutely not the case. Just like we need to know how to manage our money effectively, in this case, we need to start showing up in the way that we desire to be now if we're ever going to bridge the gap and we're ever going to get there. We're not going to magically open our door and look differently, act differently, have new opportunities. We actually have to start taking those action steps now to be able to get there and finally get to that version of ourselves that we truly, truly desire to be. So, to reiterate, unless you actually begin to start showing up and embodying that person now, it's going to be really, really hard for you to attract those opportunities because you're not going to feel worthy enough or energetically aligned with what you're desiring. Imagine that you are a receptionist, but you really, truly desire to be a highly paid executive at the company. But when you see that executive, you see that she walks with command, she's walking down the hallway, looking at people, giving them eye contact. She's impeccably dressed. Her hair is styled. You can tell that she's really upskilled and she has the knowledge that she needs to be able to confidently work and succeed in that role. But then you look at yourself and you're not wearing clothes that are feeling good. They're not tailored to you. They may, be old. You may not really be brushing your hair. You may have a cluttered desk that just makes you feel stuck. You may be slumped at your desk. You may be petrified of public speaking and haven't done anything about it. You may need to go and take a course to get the skills required to be able to upskill. Can you see the difference? Can you see how when you're in that place, when you're showing up in that way every day, you're going to feel so far detached or so far from that highly paid executive. However, if you decide to start showing up differently right now, if you start to wear beautiful clothes that make you feel good, if you start to style your hair how you want to style your hair, if you start to sit up straighter, talk with command, talk with eye contact, take courses to grow your skill set, clear the clutter, really just start to command who you are and own yourself right now in this current job that you're in right now, you are going to become magnetic. Not only are you going to start to believe in yourself and see you as that highly paid executive, but others are going to see you in that way too. Others are going to get on the bandwagon and they're going to support you to get there because not only can you vision yourself there, but they can vision you there too. When you show up a certain way, people get on board, they get along the journey. So it is so important now to look at your life and think, how am I separate from the person that I imagine myself to be? What action steps do I need to take right now that's going to help me to bridge that gap to become that person? As I said before, you're not going to magically open up your front door and just arrive into this new life. It takes tiny action steps now to become that person. The only way to become that person is to embody that person and to become that person right now. So I want you to stop and I want you to have a really big think about that. I want you to think about and write a list of all of the things that you can do right now that's going to help you to bridge that gap and become that person that you truly desire to be. So for me right now, I know there are a few things that I can change immediately that are going to really help me. A few of those things are actually like committing to a regular exercise practice. 4 times a week, I want to move my body because right now I don't feel as strong as I need to, and I don't have the energy that I need to show up as that best version of myself, or to become that highly engaged leader that is on and focused and driven. And I know that showing up and committing to that exercise routine 4 times a week is going to really help me to strengthen my body and to strengthen my focus to be able to get there. I know that I could start dressing up another level. And it doesn't mean that I need to go and spend all of my money right now. If I imagine myself to be wearing Chanel, for example, or, a designer brand, I don't have to go and buy that brand now if it's outside of my budget and I, would stretch myself too much financially to be able to afford that. But what I can do is I can replicate the vision. I can wear clothes within that style that, don't cost as much money, but they still make me feel absolutely incredible. If I'm finding that I desire to talk on stages, I can go and take a public speaking course that's going to give me the confidence and the skill set to be able to deliver messages. I can attend new networking events to meet people within my field and to collaborate with people that are going to help me to move forward in my life. I can find people that are doing the things that I want to be doing and surround myself with them, because who you surround yourself with, you become, basically. And if you're surrounding yourself with the people that you want to become, it's going to be so much easier for you to get there, right? So what can you do? Write a list. Can you clean your car? Can you clean your desk? Because then you walk into it, you've got the confidence in yourself and you feel good about the space that you're working in. What can you do now that's going to start bridging the gap between who you are right now and that future version of yourself? Because I promise you, if you take that action step now, you are going to get so much closer to that person that you imagine yourself to be. You are going to become her, because guess what? That's who you're showing up as. And it doesn't take long to change your belief system to believe that you are that person, but you have to show up as her. You have to be able to prove to yourself in a way that that is who you are. And it doesn't take long. It might take, a couple of months of just taking new steps, showing up differently. And sure enough, you become that person. Even think about when you were doing something and it felt really wobbly at the beginning and you felt like you couldn't be that person, but then all of a sudden you're doing it and you're doing it with ease. I always think back to when I was creating my first website and I just, oh my goodness, it could have killed me, honestly. I just felt like I wasn't skilled enough. I felt like I was never going to be able to get the result that I desired to get. And I just felt like I wasn't smart enough to be able to do it. But I sat down at my computer every single day and I committed to just taking one more action step. Now I can literally edit my website with ease. It's just a new skill. I believe that I can do it. I know I can do it. And it's only because I took those action steps and I started to sit down and decide that no matter what, I was going to make it happen. So what can you do now today to start bridging the gap? Who can you show up as? How can you be showing up differently to be able to get yourself there? Remember, I've said this a few times, but you're not going to magically open your door and just be that person. You have to actually start to become that person, which is really fun, right? The best part about this is these changes are fun. They're going to grow you, and maybe they will stretch you. If you have to take a new course or a new program, that's going to stretch you outside of your comfort zone. But let me tell you how good it feels once you learn a new skill, once you get there, once you conquer something, it absolutely feels amazing. So I want you to pause this right now and I want you to write a big list of all of the things that you can do, whether it's physical, non-physical, skills-based. Can you go on a holiday that you always desired to go on? Can you book it? Can you research it? Those are things that you can do as well. Remember, if you haven't got the cash flow right now to do all of these things, just researching them, researching that holiday, researching that new job, finding out what skills you need, going to open houses if you want to buy a new house, go to all of the open houses, put yourself in the arena. And the next action steps are just going to keep coming for you. You're going to meet someone that might help you, or someone that's going to give you insight into that into that industry or into that area by taking those action steps. What we focus on manifests. So it's time to actually focus on creating that new reality that you so desire to have. And it is just, yeah, it's really exciting work. There's simple shifts that you can make, and you don't have to commit to doing all of them at once. Write yourself a list, put it somewhere handy, and just tackle them off one step at a time. Start with the easiest thing, because when you make easy little shifts, you start to build that confidence that you can do it. Don't choose the hardest thing on the list first. Choose the easy ones and tackle them first, okay? Now, I hope that that information has been really helpful, and I hope that it really inspires you and excites you to start to embody the person that you want to be. It's really, really fun work. I can't reiterate this enough. This is fun work that's going to have a huge impact on your life.